Welcome back to Hustle to Holdings, where we break down how people turn hustle into long-term ownership. Today's guest brings a different perspective, but it's incredibly important angle to the conversation. So he works directly with contractors and construction companies and company owners, helping them scale their businesses, build systems, and move on from being stuck in the day-to-day to operating like true business owners. Construction is actually one of the most demanding industries out there, and without the right systems, hustle can stay hustle forever. So today we're going to talk about what actually allows contractors to scale, how business ownership changes when systems are in place, and how construction ties into long-term wealth and real estate.
I
David,
love it.
wel- welcome to Hustle to Holdings.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited for today's episode. And wow, what an introduction. It was amazing.
Thank you so much. No, I've talked to you before on your podcast, and I was very, very impressed with your background. You know, you being an immigrant as well. I also want to inspire a lot of immigrants to be able to build their businesses and build wealth through real estate. So I feel like your story will inspire a lot of people. Tell me about your story, David. Before you got into real estate, and then what optimized you into, getting into the real estate and construction industry?
Sure. How far do you want me to go with my story? How
I
long
want to
back?
go to the point in which you were inspired to go into construction, to go into real estate. What shifted in your brain? So a little bit before then, what you were doing then, and then when it shifted, and then how you've been able to progress after that.
Yeah, so I mean, I started my career, I would say, in construction when I would say 17, 16, 17, and then the summertime when I was going to high school. In the summertime, I was helping physically do the work with my hands. I've done some houses, some roofing, and then after I finished high school, I started working in as an electrician. So that was my main skills that I have at that time. However, the difference between then and what I have and what I learned right now is you're not gonna be able to have a successful construction company, a successful real estate, a successful business if you are not able to manage people. You cannot scale if you're working with your hands, and that was a big shift for me from being a person working on the field to actually owning a business and actually growing my business. So when I came to the United States, I came in 2015 and I started working in construction. So again, going back to the things that I know how to do it, which was like hanging drywall and working any type of construction. But then somebody, which was my mentor at that time, he told me, well, the only way that you can grow a business is by scaling it, is by managing other people, by becoming a leader. And that for me stuck to me. And I started like learning from there my skills that you needed to become a leader and a manager.
Okay, so this person was a mentor, basically, right? You working under this person at the time?
Yeah, he started to be my mentor at the time, and then as I grew, as I becoming like more a owner, he becomes my partner. And see, till last year, he was my partner. We were officially partner in the business, so we were having a construction company, a general contractor company in Miami, and that's pretty much for like almost a decade. I learned through the field and the trenches of the construction.
So tell me how it felt when you, like the steps that you took when you first started your company and how it felt. Were you scared? Were you excited? How did you know you just wanted to do it yourself at this point?
Well, it's a great question. Like at the beginning, I used to work for somebody here in Miami when I came from Italy to here because, of course, everything was new. I didn't know any language, and then when I was working for that person, I realized, oh my God, the things that person was doing wrong, the way he was treating his clients and everything, it was just a shame. And I say, I can do a thousand a thousand better than
Yeah.
these, and having by having my own company. However, I was still stuck in my mindset to be an employee, to be a person to work for somebody else. So even though I start my company, my mindset it wasn't still there to be a business owner, which is a
Hmm.
different mindset. And my mentor he helped me a lot to change through that, and then was able to actually change, and grow.
Okay. So, speaking of change, right, and growing your company, why do so many construction businesses get stuck that you've
Mm-hmm.
noticed?
90% of them, I believe it's mindset. The
Okay.
mechanic and the 10%, the system and processes, that's easy to learn. But the mindset is the hardest part. We've been growing up with people around us that are not being successful in business. And they tell you think and you believe it that's the only way to do things, and you get stuck in the trap that doesn't allow you to grow to the next level.
Did you always know that you wanted to be an entrepreneur, or was that like in the spur of the moment decision when you came here to the United States?
Not even when I came here. When I came here, I was okay. I was working. The only things I didn't know that I was meant to becoming an entrepreneur. The things I knew is I'm not accepting the other people tell me what I need to do. That's one thing. Um, and the
That's the
second
core
thing,
that's important for entrepreneurs, that you can't be managed by other people. You can manage others, but it's hard for other people to manage you.
yeah, I mean, I accept recommendation, but
Right.
I always very stubborn. That's number one. And the second thing is, I think I have so big dreams and goals that I'm saying if I work as an employee, I will never get to there because not even the company that I work with is to the level that I would get to my dreams and goals. So I must create something that allows me to get there.
Definitely. You have to think at the end goal, as big and crazy as it may seem, and then work backwards, is what I've heard a lot of entrepreneurs say, and which I imagine you have done yourself. So, why do you think so many contractors stay stuck in the hustle phase of the working and hustling and working and hustling and not in the entrepreneurship phase? What do you think gets them stuck?
Well, mindset is a big thing,
Mindset.
and then numbers. Most of them they don't know their numbers. So
Mm.
if you don't know your numbers, your profit margin, what it costs you to generate a lead, what it costs you to make a sale, what it costs you to operate your business, you always go with, oh, I need to get another project. I need to turn off that fire, and then by doing that, years are passing by, and you never realize that you never grow, and you stay stuck in the same place.
Okay, so then how does that lack of systems, because you did mention systems, that systems are very important when starting your own construction company. So, how does that limit profitability? And onto that, what systems do you recommend contractors put first, systemize first when starting off?
Well, I mean, there is different stages of your business. If you're starting off, you are in a startup phase, and depending on the type of contractor business that you do, but when you get to a $1 million, you most likely have yourself and another person. So you're not gonna build that many system and processes because your main focus it should be to getting more projects, more income into that stage. Once you pass the stage, then you're getting into the $2 to $5 million. That's the stage when you start building your leadership team, when you start building some sort of people around you that are going to be able to free up your time. At that stage, it's important to have a sort of playbook, not so complex, something very simple with some bullet point of each department where they allow you to actually um, follow a actual like pattern that you need to do it from the first point of contact with your leads to actually the whole production and delivering to the clients. So all of that needs to be in a playbook and needs to be defined. Then when you get into the 10, 50 million, that it gets more complex and more complicated as far as system and processes. So at that level, like you really but the good thing is that you have more people to be able to rely on, and you can create more complex playbooks.
Okay, okay. So you say when they get to the 10 to 15 million is when they should start outsourcing, right? Is that what you're outsourcing
Depend
systems?
outsources. What do you mean with outsourcing?
I mean, for example, handling a lead generation team, a scheduling team, a appointment team, a bid team at that point. So teams to outsource certain tasks.
Outsourcing, you can start outsourcing the marketing since like when you start like having $1 million, $2 million, that you can start having
Okay.
a little bit of money. I will start vetting people that you can outsource for marketing. When you get into the 10 million in reverse, you're actually gonna bring into the house your marketing team because you wanna have more control over it. So on a early stage outsource because you don't have the resources to create a marketing team inside of the house. When you getting into 10, $15 million, then you have resources so you can create your own team inside and pretty much duplicate what the other person were doing before when you outsource this. That's
Great.
my recommendation.
No, that's a great point too. So for marketing, what is important marketing for a business to start off in? What channels, what sources of marketing do you recommend?
So I first start with stay away from Angie's List, House, Home Advisor, all of those types of I would say commercial things that they offer you free leads or quality leads at a lower cost. That's just for me has been very, very bad. And like garbage.
Yeah,
So
bad leads basically.
yeah, bad leads that they're not gonna grow your business. They not allow you to get to the next level. What you should start is well, first building your referral based business from the people that you already know, because each of us they know people. We know people, and sometimes we forget to tell them that we are in business. And that would be the first step. So actually reach out to the people that you have in your phone, your contacts, and tell everybody, hey, I'm doing this and this. Do you know anybody that I could offer my service to? That's the first step. Um, if you have already like a database, most of the people that they've been in business for 2 or 3 years, then they forgot that they have hundreds and hundreds of contacts that they never reach back to them and they never nurtured those leads. And that's is going to be a big potential there to actually turn people to clients. Then after that, I will start implementing things like cold calling, cold emailing, and then once you get to a certain point, then you can start like running ads, Google ads, Facebook ads, and SEO, and put more money toward that. So
Beautiful. This was a great like stage of marketing for people. Great playbook already. So when do you think a contractor should stop being a worker? At what point and start becoming and shifting into that ownership mindset? At what point?
as far as revenue, as far as size of the company, based on
Depends. Like
revenue,
let's say we're going back to when you were a worker, right? At what point do you think someone should say, "You know what? I think I should start my own company instead of working for someone else. I think I should start managing people."
starting your own company when you feel like you have enough to work for somebody else and you want to create your own future, that way you should start. And this
Okay?
country is the best country to actually be an entrepreneur. Is it easy? No. Is for everybody? No, for sure not. Are you gonna struggling for a couple of years if you haven't started? For sure. Don't look at what internet says that in 3 months you becoming rich and by being a contractor, by being in any business whatsoever. So, and if you do so, it's just for luck. That's my opinion. So after that, as far as like a start or like having people, it usually depends on the revenue. So every type of contractor, you have a benchmark of revenue per employee that you can actually calculate it. So let's say
Oh.
like if you have 250, 300,000, usually is when you start thinking about hiring somebody. Every 300,000, every 250, 300,000, you start thinking about hiring the next person into your team. That's a generic rule of thumb, but it depends also if you are more a subcontractor, if you are more on W-2 people. That's all it depends.
Okay, so what mindset shifts do you, because you talked a lot about mindset, right? Mindset is key, mindset is important. So, what mindset shifts do these people have to overcome? Do these workers have to overcome when starting their company? You said 3 months is not enough. That's a luck story. So what would you recommend or what would you advise someone regarding mindset when starting and scaling their business?
Well, first do an audit and of the people that you surround yourself and you spending time currently. Are
Love
those
that.
people closer to your goal or are those people further away from? Because you cannot get to the level of the business that you want if you're surrounded by people that they do exactly the opposite of what you're trying to accomplish. So that's the first thing.
Love it.
Second thing is find yourself a mentor or a person that has been there, has walked the path, and has proven success, and then completely take off your ego, completely take off your I know everything, and just listen and apply the things that that person is telling you. And you're gonna cut your way of success like in a third at least.
I love that. Those are gold points. So tell me about a transformation that you're proud of one of your clients' transformations. I would love to hear this.
My client transformation is one of companies in Virginia, and they this year I took them under my wing as advisory, and they've been transforming completely their business. They've been adding like two or three key people into the leadership team. Um, they really set the foundation for a very, very strong 2 or 3 years ahead, where they have already playbook system in processes in their business, and every division we tracking KPIs, which is key performance indicator, that before they didn't even know that were existing in their universe. So,
So you systemize their processes so to think 2 to 3 years ahead when growing their business?
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Amazing. No, that's amazing. So, how do successful contractors leverage real estate? Going back into the ownership portion of it, right? How could they own and leverage ownership within real estate?
Yeah, I mean, first things first, you need to start generating money from your business.
Yeah.
That's the first things. Once you start generating money from your business, then you have leftover. And at that point is when you take that money and investing into real estate. So there's two things like one thing is, okay, what type of real estate do you wanna invest into it, and then who you gonna put your money into it? Because at that point,
Yeah.
like people like Amy are the one that you trust, that you want to invest money for, and if they are aligned with the same goal that you have it, and when you have leftover money, you're gonna give it to them, and they invest together with you at least for the first 3 4 deals, because otherwise if you try to do it yourself, you're gonna start another business, and then
Right.
you forget about your home business on the other side, and then both of them are gonna go we're gonna go south. So
Yeah.
I
It's
suggest
very
to
true.
do that.
Yeah, because investing in general, it is like having another business, right? You're buying assets to then manage them. So it's always so important to have a team in place, a team that you trust, a team that knows what they're talking about, a construction team, a real estate team, even a property management team to be able to manage those assets because you need to turn as much and as hard as you work. It's so important to turn it into ownership that pays you in the long term. So it's so important to be paid in short term and long term. So that's why construction and real estate are together are just it's great to be in the same industry because they play together, you meet the right partners, and then through there that can fuel, I would say, your long-term goals, right? Speaking of goals, what are your current long-term goals? Let's talk about. Now we know what you're doing now. We know what you were doing then. So from worker to owner, from owner to consulting owner, and what are the next steps for you?
Yeah, I mean, on a long term, like 10 years goals, I have to own about 2,000 apartment unit in the US as a
Nice.
multifamily. Then I have to own 10 business that they generate about $100 million in revenue in the construction industry.
Okay.
And then bunch of material things, which I like. I love cars. When I have a Ferrari and
You're
a
gonna have a
house.
Ferrari?
Yeah, I love
Let's
Ferraris.
go. What type?
The 488 GTB.
Did you order it already, or is it on your vision board?
Is on my vision board.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then a house, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where are you looking to stay? Miami?
Yeah. It's in Miami. It's on Bay
Nice.
Road.
In Bay Road. Amazing. And then you're
Yeah.
saying you want to invest in long-term apartment buildings and then create 10 cash flowing construction businesses?
Yeah. Businesses that I own and generate about $100 million in revenue each.
Beautiful. Oh, that's amazing. So what I guess asset class would you want those businesses within construction? Do you have like a little breakdown?
The businesses that I own and where
Yeah, yeah.
which type of businesses. Well, right now we're focusing on landscaping companies. So
Nice.
we acquire landscaping businesses, commercial landscaping businesses. So that's our niche right now. Eventually in the future, I don't know if we open up to more opportunities toward the field. I like electrical business. I like plumbing business, HVAC. I think are very valuable
Those are essential.
businesses. Yes,
Those are
very so.
essential. That's the ones that, because as you know, when I do or when I used to do my properties, I would renovate myself, like drywall, flooring, for instance. That's something that my family taught me, and I didn't have much money. That's what I would do. But electrical, plumbing, HVAC, I have no idea how to do that. So that is always something that for all investors is a must to outsource. Just want to keep that out there for investors listening. Please outsource your MEP, mechanical, electrical, plumbing. Don't do it yourself.
Yeah,
That can be very, very dangerous.
yeah. You're
So
gonna
that's a
mess it
great
up.
idea. Yeah, that's a great idea with businesses as well. Do you want to focus them in Florida or all throughout the US?
So we're gonna start from Florida, South Florida, acquiring businesses right now, and then as we grow, we're gonna expand toward the whole Florida and eventually nationwide.
Awesome. Now let's talk about your apartment buildings is what you're looking to get into. So do you have already a strategy for that you have in mind? Do you want it to be also be in Florida? Are you open to the US?
Well, I mean, before to tell you the truth, I met a couple of investors and I've done a couple of flipping in the past. That's my real estate experience. But then
Nice.
I got involved into multifamily. Um, and those people were in Dallas, so that was a great area to look into it. Miami and the South Florida is very hard to find great deals, and it
Yep.
gets very expensive, the price per door. So I don't know. As of the moment right now, to tell you the truth, I put it a little bit on the side because I'm
Mhm.
very focusing on building those businesses. And I say first step is generating cash. Once I do that, then I look at it option like to collaborate with people because I cannot do myself everything myself. I'm
Yeah,
so
especially
busy
for
right here.
apartment buildings, I would suggest the best thing is syndications, right? There you have
Hmm.
people, GPs, who would be managing it for you while you can focus full time on the business. I actually had a podcast before with a business owner who owns an insurance business, a financial services business, and a lead generation business. And then on top of that has real estate holdings. So I asked him, how do you manage all of that? And one of the things that he told me was, well, I actually invested in syndications to buy larger portfolio of buildings. And
Yeah.
these are short term. So imagine with short term rentals, you need constant management every single time because they're turning over every 2-3 days. So
Hmm.
that's just something, to think about and that I've been noticing a lot of investors who want to invest in larger assets, as myself, I want to do as well, have been doing and studying and looking into as well.
Yeah, those people
So
were doing syndication. We were buying in Dallas, minimum, I think we
nice.
were looking 100, 120 apartments per time,
Yep. That
per
way you
deal.
can you can factor in the property management fee. So that's another tip over there. A minimum of 100 units, you can factor in a property management fee every single time when you underwrite the deal. So that way you're not the one managing 100 tenants. So very smart. Texas is a great market. I've actually been getting a lot of deals through there. And I think I should diversify there because all of my investments are in Florida. So I need to diversify. I just love Florida so much.
Hey, as long as you find deal in Florida, just keep doing it. It's never gonna go away, so it's fine.
Awesome. So, what is one piece of advice that you wish contractors would heard earlier? So, what is one piece of advice you would give to yourself, you know, your younger self?
Think big, execute faster, and surround yourself with people that are really successful, and cut all of the noise out.
That's a good one. Cut the noise as well. And act fast. That is a core theme that I've been hearing lately. So, yeah, you gotta act fast if that's what you wanna do when you wanna scale your business and build your business. Mentorship is very important too, a very important theme that I've been hearing as well. So, learn from people who have done what you want to do. If you're looking to start a construction business and you just feel overwhelmed and you're not sure what to do, David is a great mentor. Again, coming to the United States, not knowing much about what to do when it comes to working in the US, and here you can scale to large amounts and learn from others who have done the same. So that's amazing. David, tell me a book that you recommend. Business book, self-improvement book for anyone to read over here.
So if you want to learn system and process and you already have a team and people in place, Traction is a great book.
Traction.
By Gino Wielman. I'm reading it right now for I think the third or the fourth time. Um, uh,
Nice.
of course, like classic Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. That's for mindset.
That's
It's
a
been
good
one
one.
of my best book. I don't know. I'm reading right now a book, How to Make Few $1 billion. But that's
Nice.
for if you want to do into acquisition of businesses and stuff like that. That's another great book. Yeah.
Love that. Love that. So, tell you, do you have a morning routine? Tell me your morning routine to set up your day.
Usually it's waking up early, um,
How early?
5:45,
Oof.
5:45,
Okay, okay.
um, and then go to the gym for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then write down my goals. That's it.
For the day, you have top three goals for the day or just what you need to be completed?
No, I usually do two different goals. Like the goal that I'm writing down are my long-term goals.
Okay.
So the 10 years goal. So I'm journaling on the 10 years goal, and I write them down every morning and every night. Then as far as the day, I have a battle plan that I write down the to-do things that are more urgent for the day. But I usually prepare my week on Sunday for the whole week. So the adjustment of the battle plan are very minimum during the day because I already know what I'm gonna do during the week.
For the week. No, that's smart. Sundays, you should at least set maybe an hour of your time to plan the week. So that's very smart because you already know coming in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday what has to be done. David, where can people connect with you and learn more about you?
Yeah, I mean, you can send me an email at davidengaspi.com. It's Davide, Davide, at ngaspi.com. That's my email. That's the best way to connect. I also have my social media Instagram. It's Davide, um, 2_NICCO. That's also my Instagram. Recently, I'm not being very active there. I still have my VA managing it, but I'm not very active personally, so it takes a little bit longer to respond.
So let's try, I'll put it on the show notes either way so people can follow you, but email would be the best communication method.
Sure.
Perfect. So, As we wrap up the show, do you have any final words for someone stuck in the hustle phase?
But the hustling never stops. Just continue hustling. It's just sometimes you need to step back and look at the business from an eagle view and say, okay, what am I doing here? Am I moving the needle forward, or am I just stuck and busy all the time on doing things that don't really matter and don't really generate money? Because that's what most people are doing.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, David, for taking the time, teaching our audience, and just talking to me about, what your growth phase. So I appreciate you so much, and we'll connect soon.
Thank you. So
Thank you.
grateful to be here.
Thank you, David.